Hockey fans, I'm Adam Kernick.
And I'm Zach Puplis.
Together, we are the newest version of Hockey Talk on IE Sports Radio, The Neutral Zone.
Zone.
We love hockey, but we also know it's not everyone's first sport. So we want to make this show as much for new fans as for the diehards.
Whether you can name all the Swedes on the 08 Red Wings Stanley Cup team, or if you can't tell if Varlamov is a goalie or the latest trendy vodka, we're here to help. With facts, figures, and outrageous fans, we bring you all the hard-hitting hockey news you can handle, while still keeping it fun and on the rails. Well, mostly.
So tune in every week as we go around the hockey world, from college to Canada, the minors and the majors, and everywhere in between.
So bring your cellies.
And your one-timers.
You wicked wristas.
And be sure to protect your five-hole.
Catch the Neutral Zone every week on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
We promise not to pick on the Arizona Coyotes every episode. And good evening and welcome on into the Neutral Zone, everyone. Adam Kernick and Zach Puplis here with you on our first episode on the IE Sports Radio YouTube page, as well as Instagram, Facebook, Twitter Live. Here we are, and we're off to just an amazing start, as I apparently played our promotional drop instead of the theme song there. But hey, it gives you an idea of what the show is, what we are about, what we are all here for, as we're getting ourselves set up, and I'm still learning all the buttons and everything here. I promise the more we get comfortable with this format, the better off everything will be. But hey, we're still going to have some fun. We are still going to do all the things that we are known for at IE Sports Radio, and with this particular show, where we talk hockey, but we also have some fun, and if we wind up going off the rails a little bit, that's okay. This is a show, we're as much a show for people that are just getting comfortable with the sport of hockey as for people who are diehards. So if we can't laugh at ourselves, what else can we do? And I see that he is situated and has himself kind of ready to go here. So Zach, good evening, sir. How are you doing?
I'm great, Adam. How are you?
Well, I played our drop instead of our theme song, but hey, other than that, I'm figuring out and I'm pushing buttons as we go here.
Well, I was like, wait, this has been quiet for quite a while here. Maybe I should go check on the studio again here.
So no, we are good. We are good. We are rolling. We are here. And who are we exactly? If this is your first episode, because now we are on the new platform. I am Adam. He is Zach. We are the Neutral Zone here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. There's how you can follow along with us. We are on Twitter. That is the show at IESR Neutral Zone. I am at Adam_Kernick. Zach is at the Puplis on Twitter. We try to have some fun and be active on there as well. But we are part of the IE Sports Radio network of shows here. And if you're listening to this over on Spreaker, where we had been for the past 3 seasons worth of shows, and you're going, hey, wait a minute, why isn't this live? We talked about it last week, but we'll remind everybody we're now moving over to being on the YouTube page and on Twitter Live and Facebook Live, just a way to try to reach more fans and have some more fun and engagement and things that we do that way. So Welcome on into the show, and we start off every show, of course. IE Sports Radio is brought to you by Planet Jerky, premium brisket beef jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet. You can find them on Instagram at Planet Jerky, or head over to the website planetjerky.net. They are the 2022 official sponsor of the 2022 Lake Elsinore Storm, the single A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. They are delicious jerky. Definitely check them out. I would highly recommend the volcanic jalapeno. That is a personal favorite of mine, but any flavor that they've got there, from your more savory all the way to your Carolina Reaper, where you just want to burn your mouth off for some crazy reason, you can do that. That is there for you. That is there for you as well. Anything and everything in between. We are also brought to you by Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. You can find them on Instagram at @SealTheDeal_wax stamps, or on Facebook, Seal the Deal Wax Seals. Pull that one up here as well. Facebook, Seal the Deal Wax Seals. So we thank you for our sponsors. And if you are listening live here on Tuesday night on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, hop on into the chat room. We can interact and have some fun there. Larry B and Jen B are both in the chat already. Good evening to both of you. Zach, let's dive into the show, shall we? As we start off pretty much all of our shows, we talk about the mat. We always start with the matchups of the night. Zach, what have we got going on tonight? Who's been doing what?
Yes, sir. We got Florida and Tampa Bay right now, as well as New York Rangers and the Capitals. Give me a sec for the scores here. And by the way, happy belated birthday.
Oh, thank you.
How was your day?
I spent it doing a show talking about Chicago, so it was great.
Well, there you go.
I was talking about all things Chicago sports. So, what more could I want?
Doing what you love. There you go.
Exactly. I was making predictions on who the Bears will take at 1-9.
Ooh, okay, gotcha. Caleb Williams, but who else?
Caleb Williams is the easy one, because that's a fait account. That's as easy as predicting that the Blackhawks were going to take Connor Bedard,
right?
This time a year ago, which when we did our NHL mock draft, we were both very ecstatic that we got one pick right.
Right. Yeah. About as obvious as the Indiana Fever taking Caitlin Clark.
Exactly. Yes. Another thing for those who might be new to the show, if this is your first show, we also tend to cross mingle here with our sports talk. Again, part of what we do with the show is try to make hockey as accessible for people. So that does mean we are going to make references to other sports throughout. So, bear with us as we do that.
Yeah. All right, here we go. So Capitals, Rangers. Rangers are up 4-2 at the end of 2. Lightning and Panthers are tied 2-2. About just under 7 minutes left in the second. Still to come tonight, Avalanche and Jets at 9:30 on ESPN. And Predators and Canucks at 10 o'clock on ESPN2.
Some good stuff there. Zach, we've lost you. You're gonna have to learn to not look stuff up on your phone, I guess.
Sorry.
There he is. Now he's back. There we go. Now we've got him back. So as we're learning all kinds of new things. Well, let's kind of dive in, as we're now into the first round of the playoffs. What are some of the series to this point that have been, what are some things and some series that have been jumping out to you at this point, Zach?
Wow. That win in Edmonton last night.
Yeah, the Oilers are back.
Yeah, exactly. There's our video game numbers again.
Yeah. It's there are very few teams that you can spot a 4-goal lead in the first period and feel like you have a chance. Edmonton is not one of those teams.
No. And they, I was watching it, and the Kings, they got one, and the announcers were saying, okay, don't think about the score. Just, okay, we got one in the goal. All right, now we just need to keep chipping away at it. And they almost got that second one, but it was disallowed. And then it was just all Edmonton from there.
Right. Oh yeah, exactly. It was anytime the Kings seemed like they got some momentum, things would get turned around and Edmonton would get it right back. I mean, Connor McDavid is one of those guys that we know, hey, he's going to do well. He's going to do good things. But when Zach Hyman is getting getting a hat trick on you, that's when we're that they're having some interesting things and some interesting problems there if you're the Kings.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
so we want to say hi to some people in the chat room. There's Jen B seeing us.
Hi, Jen. Hey, Larry.
Larry B. He's seeing us, and also Rick Keeler. He's the host of our New York show, the show that excuse me, not the show that never sleeps. Excuse me. That's the former New York show, but Rick hosts our New York show on IE Sports Radio. He is very much a Rangers fan. He has been excited with the President's Trophy winners. Let's talk about those Rangers for a second. What have been your thoughts on the Rangers to this point?
Well, I mean, they've been the best team all year, and I think they're just showing more signs of that.
Was a good start. Was a good start for them. A good start for them for sure in the playoffs. I think Washington is a great opponent for them to get warmed up, as they're up 4-2 right now on Washington. And I'm pulling up the box score for us right now. Washington did actually get the first goal, but then it didn't take long for the Rangers to jump out in front, and now they've doubled them up 4-2 in the second.
Yeah.
So Washington being scrappy, but I don't think there's much chance of them getting out of the first round, as we're 17:50 left in the game on that one.
And they're staring down a 2-0 deficit probably.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely they would be. So
yeah.
Absolutely. And good evening also to Gridiron, all the way over in Japan, tuning in and listening to us. So thank you, sir. Always good to see you, part of IE Sports Radio royalty over there. And it wouldn't be an episode of IE Sports Radio if we didn't have Larry's thought on his Anaheim Ducks, would it?
Isn't that what is it? Cruel and unusual punishment? Was that like the 7th Amendment or whatever?
one of those things where you can have cruel or unusual, you just can't have both.
Yeah.
So at this point, it's definitely cruel, but the Ducks aren't unusual at this point, so I don't think it qualifies anymore.
More like just masochism is how we're going with.
Yes, just straight masochism. I just straight up masochism in there. And Ralph Calise, he's joining us as well. Good evening, Ralph. Yeah, we're figuring out how to make all the live stream and the video and all that good stuff happening. So far, so good. We'll see how many more bumps in the road we have. But I tell you what, another one of the series, though, that jumped out at me so far, and we get to see game 2 tonight here starting in just a little bit, the Avalanche and the Jets. Now, had you told me that the Avs are going to score 6 goals in game 1, I'd have said, oh, so the Avalanche win fairly comfortably. And that would bode well for the series for them, I would think. Would you have thought that 6 would not have been a comfortable goal margin for Colorado in that first game?
Oh, no, I would have. I would have thought that they had won it, like you said.
Yeah, did not have the Winnipeg Jets pegged for 7 goals, being able to overcome, needing all 7. First of all, I would never have expected the Jets to give up 6 goals in a game. Their goaltending has just been so good all season long. I would not have expected it, but then the fact that they overcame it, that's a huge boost for the Jets. A nice shot in the arm. Would you be worried at all if you're Colorado after seeing that?
I would say so. They'd say, wait, I thought we were playing Winnipeg, not Edmonton.
Okay, see, I come at it from the other direction. Hey, you just scored 6 goals on arguably the best goalie in the NHL this season. I still have Nathan McKinnon, right?
Yeah.
I feel like I can do that again.
Yeah.
If I did it once, there's no reason I would think that I can't do that again. As we say, also good evening to Taryn Rodriguez, the host of seemingly every show on IE Sports Radio. Set Point, SoCal Supreme Sports, co-hosting on 3 and Out College Edition, and then guesting on everything else. Now he asks a question here that let's get into it. We touched on it a little bit, but let's get into this. Let's get into this a little bit with Taryn. Should he be concerned for his Los Angeles Kings, or all right, that was one game, you can bounce back?
I'll answer a question with a question. Did Edmonton finally find a formidable goalie in Skinner?
All right. Now, okay. You're going to make me look up stats while we're live and there's a camera pointed at me. Now, that's not fair. See, this is just more of, I'm going to need to be better prepared for this now going forward.
Well, you do that. Okay.
All right. I'll even take myself off the screen and give it all to you while you just keep right on talking.
I'll just filibuster. We've always said that was going to be their Achilles heel, was their goaltending. I mean, yeah, they can put up video game numbers, but if you can't stop anybody, then so yeah, I think they need to definitely work on the offense and get some more points, obviously. All
right, so that was what I kind of wanted to know. Well, thank you for filibustering. That was wonderful. Well done. So Skinner, he made 33 saves, but he also faced 37 shots. That's a save percentage below 90. So no, I still don't trust Edmonton's goalkeeping. But at the same time, if you're going to spot Edmonton 4 goals in the first period,
yeah,
God bless you, sir. Good luck with that. That's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it plays out for him.
Well, that's the pick your poison. It's the Zach Edey issue. Like, okay, do you stop Zach Edey and let everybody else get theirs, or do you let Edey get his and stop everybody else?
Yeah.
Like Connor McDavid. I mean, being Zach Edey in this situation.
Well, and also to be fair to everybody, one of the Kings' goals really wasn't the Kings' goals. I forget the defenseman that it bounced off of, but Edmonton had an own goal in this game. So the Kings really only put in 3. So, and yes, there was one with an extra skater, I believe, as I'm double checking on that.
Was the own goal the one I was talking about, the disallowed one that we were talking about? Like,
no,
comes down to intent,
the disallowed goal. The disallowed goal was earlier in the game. No, the own goal counted. It went in. It counted. It. I believe it was Dubois' goal. I I'll have to look it up to be certain. It was either Dubois or Moores because it was late in the game and it was, oh, well, this is now interesting. What do we take from this? But no, Taryn, if I were you, I would absolutely be worried. That's a brutal. To me, it was a brutal first round matchup for the Kings. I was actually expecting this was the one part of my predictions last week that I actually flip-flopped because when we did the show last week, we knew everything except for where the Kings and the Knights were going to finish in the standings. So we didn't know where the Kings going to finish as the 3 seed in the Pacific or were the Knights going to finish in the 3 seed in the Pacific. I predicted the Knights because all they had to do was win. All they had to do was beat the Ducks, and they lost to the Ducks and the Kings won. So the Kings wind up getting the 3 seed, and for their efforts, they receive an Edmonton team that, I would not want to be facing Edmonton right now. And when Connor McDavid was just owning the puck last night. He had the 5 assists, and of the 5 assists that he had, his was the primary on 4 of them.
Wow.
As I'm double checking my math here. Yes, on 4 of his 5 assists, they were the primary, where it was just deke, set somebody up, put the puck only where his guy could get it, and then it's just an easy goal. Connor McDavid was just owning the game last night. That's going to be a problem if you're the Kings going forward. I don't know how you have an answer for that if you're the Kings, short of playing keep away. Playing a puck possession style, which I do think the Kings can do.
Play defense by playing offense.
Right. I do think the Kings can do that, but it's going to be interesting to see if they're able to do that against this team in this situation. Speaking of teams that play defense by playing offense, did you see how Carolina won last night?
Oh my gosh. I was going to say, yeah, they were my pick to begin with in that series, but then seeing that last night, I mean, they already had one win in their pocket from Saturday. And then last night's, oh my gosh, coming from behind and just utterly wow. Where's the Islanders? Where's their minds right now? Are they mentally ready to even continue? Like, I just feel devastated after such a collapse.
I know. Anytime you are up 3-0, basically at the end of the second period, it was about with 27 minutes left in the game, roughly. So more than halfway through the second period. Anytime you're up 3-0, you've got to feel good. And then the backbreaker was, you're up 3-2. Carolina's had to pull its goalie. So you're late in the game. And then 10 seconds later, you go from up 3-2 to down 4-3.
Oof.
Patrick Waugh, this is going to be an interesting test for Patrick Waugh to see what kind of a motivator he can be as a coach. Because that's a tough spot for the Islanders to be. And this is also a spot where having the extra day off can hurt or help you depending on where you're at. I mean, if it gives you an extra day to make like Taylor Swift and shake it off, or sorry, I had to, or it gives you an extra day to sit there and, oh my God, we blew that.
Yeah.
How did we blow that? So Patrick Waugh is going to have this is a big test for him as he's, taken over as coach partway through the season this year. That's going to be a tough one for him to see, all right, show me what you can do here, coach. Show us what you got here as you're taking over as the head coach here for the team. But that's going to be a really interesting spot for him.
Well, yeah, like you said, an extra day to sit there and wallow in, oh my gosh, how did we let that happen? Versus an extra day of, okay, we have, you just gotta, what is it? The memory of a goldfish is like 5 seconds or whatever. Don't think about it. Just put it out of your mind. Watch the tape. Improve on everything. Give you an extra day to practice. Go through everything. And go back to fundamentals if you have to. Like,
yep. Oh yeah, absolutely. It is not. It's not a great place to be. It's not a great headspace to be. And the Islanders, they came out and did everything so right for the first 20. For the first, what was that, 33 minutes of the game, they did so much right. And then to have it all just collapse on them, that's a rough one. That's going to be a really, really, really rough one. All right. Now you were off last week, Zach. So I made my picks. And we're a little ways into the first round now. Everybody's played a game. A few people have played 2 games. But since you missed last week, take us through your picks. Who do you like?
Okay. I've got the Lightning. The Battle of Florida never disappoints. They both got great goalies. You got to love Vasilevsky, Kucherov, Hedman, all of them. New York Rangers, best team in the league. Need I say any more?
Yeah.
The Jets, just so we can bring up the whole start your engine story again.
Now, did you see the one about the comparing the 2 professional sports teams that both are the Jets, the Winnipeg Jets and the New York Jets, who scored more points in their last playoff game?
Oh no, I haven't.
The Winnipeg Jets, of course, scored 7. The New York Jets scored 0.
And in their last playoff game, I mean, because they didn't make the playoffs, their last playoff game being, years and years ago.
I think it was years and years ago, but I don't honestly remember. But
that's great.
It was a great dig. And anytime we can take a dig at an Aaron Rodgers team, I'm here for it.
Oh, yeah.
Heck yeah.
Did you know the eclipse lasted longer than his whole career this year?
Yes. I enjoyed that fact, actually. Very much so.
Well, that brings me to my next one, the one you sent me about the 2 bullets colliding. And the odds of this are just about the same as Toronto beating Boston.
For those that didn't see the picture, I'll try to share it on our socials again. I'll just throw. I have the technology.
Do it.
I have the technology, though. For those who are just listening, I'll also say it. You can find us Twitter and X at IESR Neutral Zone on Twitter. There was something that came across my social of a piece of art where it's 2 bullets that actually were randomly fired, but they happened to collide midair and one got stuck in the other. And it's a beautiful display. And it was a 1 in a billion shot. Still better odds than Toronto and Boston in the first round of the playoffs.
Well, so yeah, that's just it. I don't trust Toronto. I mean, they got a good win last night. Maybe exercised a few of the demons, but long term, I think they won the fight, but they didn't win the war.
And now, see, that's interesting that you're taking Boston then in that, because I don't trust Boston one bit between what happened last year.
Okay.
And remember how 3 months ago they were not only in the lead in that division, but were in the lead by a mile.
Oh, okay.
I don't trust Boston one bit. So this is definitely, this is a great series of 2 teams that just, if there's a way to lose, they will find it.
That you don't want to have behind you in a trust fall. Got it.
Exactly.
Well, that's a good point. I was going to bring that up too. Like, who did they lose to in the first round last year? I remember they were
Florida.
Okay, yeah, I remember the odds-on favorites for the whole season. It felt like, but yeah, if Boston were playing Florida again this year, then maybe Boston would have a chance to lose. But seeing Toronto has only gotten out of the first round once in the past decade at least.
This is true. But I am just at the point where it's like I just do not trust Boston. So okay, your next pick.
Okay, Vegas. They're defending champs. Need I say any more?
All right. Okay. Now, I had them losing. Now I also had them playing Edmonton, but I had them losing.
Well, they had a headline today, and it was about Peter Violette, and it said he was once the coach of the Capitals. Now he's trying to beat them, and it goes back to our talk about retread coaches. And so that I noticed in the game last night, I said same thing could apply to Peter DeBoer. He was once the coach of Vegas. Now he's trying to beat them.
I have tag that for later in the show. I have one for you right up that alley from earlier tonight on one of our sister shows. So tag that for later.
We'll stick a pin in it. Okay, great.
Exactly. Continue.
Oilers, that offense last night. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's got to be their year one of these years, right?
In this first round, I have no concerns about picking Edmonton.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like their window's only going to be open for so long. They got to take advantage of it eventually. Well, I mean, we keep saying that, but
one of these years it'll be right. Damn it!
Right. Lastly, Carolina, I guess two more, but Carolina, what a comeback last night. I mean, can the Islanders rebound mentally?
Oh, after that, yeah, I don't see how that. Game 3 is going to be really pivotal. If the Islanders are going to have any chance, they must take Game 3 now, and they've got to get off to a start in Game 3. They've got to keep that crowd in it the whole night.
Well, and that's what the talking heads were saying. That okay, we didn't win any on the road, but we got to win in the next. We got to get a win at home at least. So maybe that's how they can look at it.
Maybe, but it's that Game 3 is do or die for the Islanders. Absolutely.
They need to treat it like a Game 7.
Yeah, absolutely.
Canucks best in the West all year.
So you will have Vancouver versus Edmonton in round 2, which I also have Vancouver versus Edmonton in round 2. And then in the West, you have Vegas I'm trying to do this off the top of my head because, of course, I wasn't writing anything down. You have Vegas versus
Jets?
Winnipeg.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, man.
Ooh.
Do you realize what you've done out West? We have a 75% chance of the Stanley Cup Finals returning to Canada in the West. Look at what you've done.
Could it be the year?
Could it be? Now remind me of everything. Now out East, you have Toronto being eliminated in the first round.
Correct.
You picked Boston. You picked Florida advancing as well, correct?
Tampa Bay.
Oh, you picked the upset. Okay, you picked the Lightning. So you have Bolts and Bruins, and then elsewhere you had Rangers and
Carolina,
which makes total sense. Do you want to make predictions on any of those at this point, or do you want to wait until the second round is actually set?
Let's wait till second round.
All right, we'll hold that tease for a little bit. So there they are, Zach Puplis's round 1 picks.
Oh, we never paid. Oh, thank you. We never paid off the Jets tease though. About starting your engines.
Oh, please go do so.
They tell all the fans at the Winnipeg games that at the second intermission, second intermission, you better go start your cars rather than at the end of the game because it's so freaking cold that if you don't start your car in the second intermission, it ain't going to start at all.
Nope. Now this time of year, that's less of a concern. But you get into the dead of winter and all the fun things.
Burn.
All right. We are going to take a quick break here and we're going to see how well this works as I'm hopefully going to push the right buttons this time. You are listening in on the Neutral Zone on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Adam and Zach will be back right after this.
What's up, sports fans? You're listening to IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. I'm your favorite West Coast Wisconsinite, Bernie Bango, and if you're a cheesehead, come listen to my show, Big Cheese Sports, where we road trip around America's Dairyland, previewing, reviewing, predicting, debating, and digging into all that is Wisconsin sports at the college and pro levels. Join me on IE Sports Radio, Sundays at 1 p.m. Central Standard. Bernie out.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Davidson.
It's your boy, Notorious Lava.
And we are the hosts of Fast Break here on IE Sports Radio, where we discuss everything in the world of basketball from prep to the pros.
You guys should definitely check us out, man. Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We got all the basketball information you guys need, so we look forward to you guys listening in.
And please do, because we are the best basketball show on this side of the Mississippi. And please do check us out on Twitter at FastBreakISR. D-Lock, where's our time again?
8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. That gives you guys plenty of time on a Sunday.
Tune in.
It's IE Sports Radio. It is your direct feed for all that is sports. It is Philly Sports Talk with Cash and Chris every Tuesday night right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Philly Sports Talk with Cash and Chris is the most comprehensive view on Philadelphia sports exclusively right here on IE Sports Radio. You know what it is, your direct feed for all that is sports. Tuesday night, IE Sports Radio, Philly Sports Talk with Cash and Chris.
And welcome back into the Neutral Zone here on IE Sports Radio. Adam and Zach here with us as we are making our YouTube channel debut. So thank you for those that are watching watching live on YouTube or also on the IE Sports Radio Twitter or Instagram or Facebook accounts. And if you're listening on Spreaker or any one of our other podcast channels that we've been on for the last 3 years, thank you for still continuing to support us. We still love you. By no means do we want to exclude you or make you think that you are forgotten. We've simply moved to do this so that we have a little bit more video interaction and have some fun and some things like that. Just stretching our legs a little bit in some new ways. So, Zach, I know that you had here a fun suggestion for the back end here of our show tonight. Putting together, we love hockey names. There's some just spectacular and excellent and great names that seem to only be akin to hockey players. And so Zach had the idea earlier today. He wanted to compile a list of, these are all guys that are currently in the Stanley Cup playoffs and putting together some of the best playoff names that we've got going right now. So who have you got right now, Zach?
Well, you got to start off, of course, being a fan of Dumb and Dumber. You got to go with Samsonov. I was way off.
I was way off there.
Varlamov, like the trendy vodka.
Yes,
maybe,
indeed. Perhaps hockey player or trendy vodka.
Like in our drop.
Exactly. Which I apparently played to open the show. But hey, I'm learning. I'm learning.
We gotta change it anyways with Arizona moving. So
we do. Damn it, Bettman. We do. We do have to change our drop. Damn it, Gary Bettman.
Side note: Did you get to talk about that at all last week?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Oh yes. We
Good.
discussed it. We
Good.
discussed it for quite a bit, actually. As a matter of fact,
you say you discussed it, but you're saying more like you're disgusted. It sounds like.
No matter what they do in the desert, the NHL seems to figure out a way to get it wrong.
Well, I mean, except for Vegas.
With the exception of Las Vegas, that seems to be the outlier there of all this. But specifically that team.
Yeah. Oh, which brings me to the next name, Barbashev. Right. Well, how is he not the spokesperson for Barbasol yet?
I wonder that myself, to be honest.
I mean, make a tie-in with playoff beards. It's a no-brainer, all of
it. Oh my gosh, I'm getting caught up in some of our chat. Zach, did you know that we're making our television debuts right now?
What?
Yes. Larry's got us up on his television. Oh man, ooh. I knew I should have worn a hat.
Oh no, right.
Larry, we're going to break your television quick. You've got to turn it off. There's too much light blinding through that. It's going to destroy the diodes there.
Cover the glares. Cover the glare.
Quick. Good thing we've got HD cameras at least.
Where's Marty McFly with you? Quick, cover the DeLorean.
quick. Oh my goodness. But anyway,
Braden Point, of course, our boy from Tampa Bay. I mean,
nothing would be, and remember, there's no point in warm-ups.
Yeah, good call. I mean, he's always good for a point a night,
and he is. That's the thing. He is good for a point a night.
Yeah. Shattenkirk.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I feel like that's like a cross between like William Shatner and Captain Kirk.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I want to say Clutterbuck. I want to say he's an Islander.
Yes.
So he's, of course, yeah. What a Clutterbuck.
Clutterbuck.
They could have said that last night. What a Clutterbuck.
What a Clutterbuck of a game for the Islanders. Indeed.
My last one, Abe Kubel. Only because my closed captioning on one of the other games I was watching changed it to more cowbell.
Oh my, that's outstanding.
And I mean, who doesn't love Christopher Walken? So
Indeed. What, I got a fever. And
But
the only okay, give me the player name again.
last name is Aube Kubel, Aubekabal. I think he's a I think he's a capital.
I got a fever, and the only prescription is Abe Kubel.
Now it just sounds like a fancy cologne or something.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, there, quick, we need to get on this
right?
before somebody else has this terrible idea. God, wow, and there's still 21 people watching this live. Thank you.
Woo! I got a fever, and the only cure is more cowbell.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Now everybody's gonna be turning off the show. Now we've gone and done it. Now we've gone and done it.
All right,
But no, I got home and started to compile my list, and my daughter needed me, and that's as far as it got. So, but still, one of my all-time favorite hockey names will forever and always be, and so I'll always include him on my list. One Nino Niederreiter.
Woo!
So
near and dear to your heart for sure.
Near and dear, even though he played for the Minnesota Wild and was kind of a thorn in the side for the Blackhawks for a little while there.
Boo. Well, actually, that brings me to another one of my favorites.
Yes.
Even though, he was a favorite for his college team, not so much a favorite for his pro team.
Okay.
Duncan Keith has no teeth.
Oh,
Duncan
well.
Keith has no teeth.
Yes. One of the great legends of the game there. Absolutely.
I mean, not necessarily for the name itself, but just for the the rhyming reasons and rhyming purposes.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Yes. Absolutely. You can include him on any list you want. I will happily take that. Right. As we're getting ourselves caught up here, but we're also getting ready to wrap a little bit. Take a look at the games right now. The Rangers holding on. Washington's got an empty net right now, down 4-3, about 12 seconds left. We'll see if the Capitals can finish this off. The Lightning and the Panthers tied at 2 apiece right now. Lightning on a power play. Mm-hmm. Panthers outshot them 27-19 to this point. And speaking of, your guy Braden Point with his first goal of the playoffs tonight, that got Tampa on the board. It was 2-0 Panthers at one point, but the Bolts have stormed back in this one. Braden Point with a goal right at the start of the second period, and then Steven Stamkos already converted one power play in the second period. The Lightning a chance now in the third period to lead for the first time in this game.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we have the Avalanche and Jets set to, they were supposed to drop the puck at 9:30, but it's hockey time. They'll be, so long as they start by 10 o'clock, they're fine. They're starting on time. And then the Predators and the Canucks. Do you see, okay, so one of the things that I guess we didn't talk about when you were making your picks, do you see any of these series going deep, or do you see these series primarily being short?
Oh, man.
As the Rangers did, in fact, hold off the late charge from the Capitals. So the Rangers win game 2, 4-3. They have taken the first 2 at Madison Square Garden. They now get to head down to Washington, D.C. and try to take a couple road games.
Okay, so the way that one's starting, I'm going to say no on that one.
I would concur. The deepest I think that one goes is 5. Washington's just so outmatched.
Yeah.
They just don't have any way to pair up against New York. The Capitals they're a mix of old and experienced and young and completely inexperienced, but it's not a good mix.
Yeah. Similarly, there's a similar situation on the West Coast. You want to take any guesses?
Oh, Kings
in Edmonton. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to go Edmonton on that one.
Yeah.
And that one's probably not going to last, like you said, maybe 4 or 5 games.
Yeah.
Um,
I could see that one potentially going 6. I
Okay.
could see that one. When the series shifts to LA, I could see the Kings taking both of those. And again, Skinner. I don't trust Edmonton goalkeeping.
Okay.
And and you switch and you give Los Angeles the opportunity to have the last change there for a couple games, I could see that one going 6.
Okay.
I could see that one going 6. This Gen B is bringing up Mike Pat, the host of Let's Whine About DMV Sports, and he's
Oh,
going to be upset the Capitals there.
right. I think I guess we'll get more details on it tonight. But the way Game 1 went, that one could go 7. Winnipeg and Colorado.
That one's going to go deep. Yes, absolutely. That is a series, and they have now officially dropped the puck in Winnipeg now for game 2. But yes, I see that being a minimum 6-game series.
I feel like they're equally matched, and especially if Colorado plays to their ability that they were playing in Game 1, which I feel like is kind of back to their caliber when they won the Cup a couple years ago. It could go deep.
It's if Winnipeg's goaltending can hold up, because goaltending can carry you all the way through the playoffs.
Yeah.
So if Winnipeg's goaltending can hold up in this series, absolutely. I think that the Jets can survive. But if Nathan McKinnon and the rest of that Colorado, Cale Makar and the rest of that Colorado offense can solve Winnipeg's net minding supremacy,
yeah,
that's then absolutely the experience of Colorado will hold out there. But that's a great series. That should be a great one.
Another great name, by the way, Hellebuck.
Oh, Connor Hellebuck, absolutely. Hell of a buck.
Yeah, right. Or the last game. What the hell, Hellebuck?
Oh my goodness. Look at Larry being indulgent over here.
Oh man, I'm jelly.
I'm on my way right now. Larry, I don't know if you heard me earlier, Larry. I saw that you had put us up on your television. We are not responsible for burning out the bulbs inside that thing, man. You got way too much chrome dome to be doing that here. In HD, no less.
Right. All he's missing are the grapes, have Cecilia feed him to him like he's like a Greek god or something.
Ideas.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Stretch it out there. All right, Predators Canucks. What do you make of this series as far as length? I know you took the Canucks.
Sure. Wow. Maybe 6 at the most. Like 5 or 6, I guess.
Yeah, six at the most. I agree. 6 at the absolute most on there. So Vancouver is good enough to get past Nashville and get into the second round. We'll see how they fare against Edmonton in the second round. That's a whole other can of worms, kettle of fish, whatever phrase you want to use on it there. But that's a whole other animal there.
Yeah, I just think Vancouver has been too good all year.
Yeah, too strong, too overpowering to let a Nashville team get past them. So
to let someone throw a catfish on the ice and ruin it,
right, and they survived to the early onslaught. I mean, that game on Sunday started off kind of rough for Vancouver. The Predators jumped on them, and it was 1-0, and then at the end of 1, 2-1 at the end of 2. But then from there out, 3 goals in the third period. That's going to give Vancouver the momentum that it needs. I feel good. They got their sea legs under them. They figured out what playoff hockey is, how to kind of survive it and go through it. And now it'll be okay. We think we can get through this.
Yeah. All right. So what does that leave us? Okay, Lightning in Florida. I think that one could go 7.
Yes, I agree. I think that one could go deep. I think that would, Tampa's, you can never count out Tampa, never count out Tampa in these playoff series. And Florida, they're the reigning Eastern Conference champ. It took them a while. Once again, it kind of took them a little while to get started, but we saw last year that it's not necessarily how you start the season. They came roaring in.
Yeah.
And jumped all the way through. So absolutely, that's one that could be interesting as we're still tied right now with just under 12 minutes to go.
Yeah.
Tkachuk and Verhaeghe and Tarasenko got a power play goal that put them up 2-0. But I mean, it was 2-0, and now Tampa's back in it. So yeah, this should be a good back and forth in this series.
Yeah. Well, and I was going through rosters, and I didn't realize that Tarasenko wasn't a Blues anymore.
Yeah. He's it was a trade deadline, I believe.
Okay. Well, which I mean makes sense. I mean, there's sellers market, buyers market, etc. Plus, he'd be going to a team to be contending, so I get it.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. So.
And then as far as Tampa Bay goes, like they were in cap hell a couple of years ago, and after they won 2 back-to-back cups. You think they'd have to be selling off people at some point, as all these teams do, but no, they still got their huge core of everybody: Stamkos and Hedman and Vasilevsky and Kucherov and Point and Cirelli, I think too. I think they got rid of some of the other ones, but yeah,
they do. Yep, they've got a little bit of everybody, so it's all
a miracle they've all been able to keep it all together, I guess.
Yep, absolutely it is. So
yeah. Lastly, Vegas and Dallas. I think that could go pretty far, maybe 5, 6, 7 even.
I'd be disappointed if that one only goes 5.
Oh yeah, that one should be quite entertaining.
Yeah, I want that one to go 6 or 7. I want that to go the distance. That should be fun.
Yeah. And then in the Trust Fall series, that'll go 7, guaranteed.
That'll go 7 because neither team will know how to close the damn door.
I know, right?
Oh, here, you guys take it. No, we insist. You take it. No, you take it, please.
Stop being such a gentleman.
Will you just win?
Yeah.
Well, one of you just win this stupid thing.
Yeah. And Carolina, I mean, that the way things ended last night, that might only go 4 even. They could close them out probably.
That's going to go 5 at the latest. that is the poor Islanders. That is going to go 5. The Hurricanes are just too good. They're just too good, and they can come at you quick, or they can get a quick lead and then just play keep away for 45 minutes, and the next thing you know, you've never had the puck. Right. You've attempted 12 shots, and there's only 5 minutes left in the game. So
are they the hockey version of the triple option? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, only except they work in places besides Army.
Yeah, true. Well, and they're the same in the same vein. They're kind of like Edmonton. Like they've been close the last couple of years. Eventually, one of these years, it's got to be their year, right?
Yep. They weren't. That was not my pick for the Cup final. I'll go ahead and share my Cup final pick from you from last week. I had actually. Now this is going to make you cringe right out of the gate. I have Toronto coming out of the East.
Wow!
I know, right? I know. Ooh. It was kind of crazy, but then out of the West, I picked Dallas.
Okay, Toronto, Dallas.
So a Toronto-Dallas Cup final.
Wow. Oh, what the hell? I'm gonna go.
I talked you into it. I knew I'd get a prediction out of you.
Carolina, Edmonton.
Oh, all right. Hey, that'd be fun. That'd be entertaining. And either way, we wind up with Canada being represented for the first time in God knows how long. Besides, the pandemic year.
Yeah, they said it on the radio. I want to say like 91. Does that sound right?
That sounds roughly accurate in there. Yeah, that sounds just about right. So,
Yikes.
all right. I'm going to try and push the right button this time. But in case I do something goofy, I'm just going to do the outro without music. And then if I goof it up, it'll be better practice for next time.
There we go.
We are the Neutral Zone. Thank you guys very much for tuning in here on IE Sports Radio as we made our live debut on the IE Sports Radio YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages. For those of you that still listen the audio only on Spreaker or iHeartRadio or Spotify, any of the other places where you can find our content, thank you for listening. We are brought to you, of course, our sponsors. Thank you again to Planet Jerky, premium brisket beef jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet. You can find them on Instagram at Planet Jerky, or just go to their website, planetjerky.net. Also, thank you to Seal the Deal Wax Seals with Cecilia B. You can find them at _wax stamps, or on Facebook, just search Seal the Deal Wax Seals. He is Zach Puplis. You find him on Twitter at the Puplis. I am Adam Karnick. You find me at Adam_Karnick. Together, we are the Neutral Zone here on IE Sports Radio. You find us on Twitter at IESR Neutral Zone. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you to everybody that hung out in the chat room tonight with us as well. Larry B, Jen B, Ralph Calise, Gridiron, so many great interactions in the chat room. Terry Rodriguez, thank you, everybody. Rick Keeler, thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us tonight. We hope you enjoyed the show. We enjoyed bringing it to you. We will be right back here, same time, same place, next week. Zach, how do we like to close out the show?
Oh, don't get checked in the boards. Protect your 5-hole. And light the lamp.